Well, every Thursday, we're joined by psychotherapist Mary Jo Rapini to discuss relationships. And today, we thought it might be a nice idea to get the male perspective. And that's where Stephen James Dixon comes in. Thanks for stopping by today.
Thanks for having me this morning.
He came by on a great day. He's the author of the book right here, Men Don't Heal, They Hoe. It's a book about the emotional instability in men. And this is kind of the core of it all, isn't it? The emotional instability.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of times people are put off by the title, but the book is really about teaching men to become emotionally stable so they can be successful in relationships.
And is that the main issue with men is why do they go from woman to woman sometimes?
Yeah, it's a society that teaches us that we should, or it's capable or able to go like that in that situation. We don't heal. The book is about teaching men how to heal from each emotional baggage situation that they have, so they can be productive in the next relationship. When
so basically giving them a rundown of this is the situation, here's the solution.
Yes, and really saying, hey, I was there. That's what the book is about too. Notice is men don't heal, that we hoe instead of they hoe. I say that, hey, men, I learned how to hoe. I learned how to heal, so now I'm much better, happily married and love my wife and love my family.
Wonderful. And we have some questions that some folks submitted from Facebook, and we wanted to run those by you. So let's go over some of those scenarios. This is by Cherie and Tanya in Northwest Houston. They ask, why do men make statements like, you're a keeper, or that you're the marrying type, but then they maybe aren't ready to get married after all? I've heard that before.
Yeah, what I tell women about those type of men is that you got to move on from them. That means they're not married. So let's not spend time trying to figure out why they're not married or what they're doing, or don't worry about that. I tell women to worry about themselves. I teach women to know their value.
It's kind of like that he's just not that into you. That movie, right? You see those signs, move on. Don't try to disguise and make excuses for that guy.
Don't try to figure it out. Just move on.
Okay, here's the next one. This is Marcus in Sugar Land, and he asks, why is it that women have their list of items that they're looking for in a man, but if they meet a good man that doesn't have all the things on their list, they won't date him? Yeah,
that's tough sometimes on men. I tell men that it's great that women have standards. The process of dating is a vetting process, and so I'm trying to teach couples that dating is not a relationship. And so it's okay if she's not right for you or he's not right for you, move on, find someone that meets your criteria. There's too many people that dating bad and end up in bad relationships because they're not carefully reviewing their participant.
And again, making excuses for that person.
Exactly.
I think it all kind of comes down to that.
Making excuses or making them be who you want them to be instead of recognizing who they really are.
Sure, sure. Good advice. And then Stacy in Houston is asking, is there hope for marriage, and why are so many people getting divorces these days? And Stephen, we did a story on this today. I think it was like 40% of people believe that marriages are obsolete.
I read that. Yeah, it's tough. Well, with marriage, we have to understand, first of all, marriage is an institution created by God. It is perfect. Marriage is a perfect institution. It's the people who are getting married that have problems. And so we need to teach those people how to be successful at marriage. My principle is that all marriages are either successful or they fail based on the leadership of men. And so I'm challenging men to know how to lead their relationships better in terms of financially, emotionally, spiritually. We need spiritual development on men to know how to lead their families.
Okay, and then William in the Woodlands is asking, do you find that today's woman is more combative and more argumentative? And I think that I have someone sitting at home that might agree with this statement.
Yeah, when I talk about that, what I say, yes, today's woman is a little bit more aggressive. I've talked to a lot of women about being more nurturing and loving as I passed my mother or my grandmother. And I think a lot of women have had some hard times. They've struggled with men sometimes as they've developed and evolved and grown. And so I've said to women that now you're more independent, you're financially stable, but that doesn't mean that you can't fit into the same structure of a family. And so as long as you have a good man that you can trust, that you can believe in, that we have to have that family structure at home working.
But do you believe in order for a marriage to work, the woman doesn't have to step into that submissive role, right? Like the man and woman can lead together.
I think, well, submissive is a biblical term that I definitely refer to. The man and woman can lead together in terms of decision making, in terms of where to go and what to do. But I think in every unit you have to have a leader. You have to choose a man that you can submit to. Don't just submit to anybody. Don't just have some man that's not qualified to be your leader. Don't do that. Choose a man that you can submit to is what I tell women.
Okay. And then Katie in Missouri City wants to know, what is the #1 problem that women face in dating right now from a man's perspective?
I tell women they have to date more and leave earlier.
Okay.
You get it?
I love
date
that. I
more
love it. Yes.
And leave earlier. And so women say, well, leaving earlier, I can't be in a relationship. Well, you don't want to be in that bad.
What if you don't find someone else? That's
right.
what else you hear.
Yeah. What if you don't worry about that? Just don't be in this bad relationship. Because what I tell women is men are not going to change. That's not what we do. Men are very selfish in nature. We're tunnel vision. We do us. And so within a relationship, we're not going to get better 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. Just do you, move on, date more, and leave earlier.
All right. Thanks so much. Great advice. I liked hearing that perspective. Stephen James Dixon is his name. His book is Men Don't Heal. We Ho, a book about the emotional instability of men. Melissa?
Very interesting. Now.